What is up, everybody? Sorry, I had a piece of ice in my mouth. I got to turn off the volume of the chat because it immediately comes on with the commercial when I do that. I got Techno Dad here. What's up? How you doing, China?
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? How are you?
Hey, good, man. And we're waiting for Stop the FOMO is soon to join. So hold tight. He's probably having some technical issues, but we'll get him on here. What's up, Phil 82? We're getting the show going here. We're here to talk about some fun things today. We have China D's fresh off a nap, playing with the A90J. How did that go today?
Oh, man. It was the funniest story because I requested a Samsung QN90A.
This is hilarious.
And so the TV comes in a bigger box, right? So it's double box. I'm like, this is kind of weird. And then so I didn't think anything of it. So I got it last week, but I didn't open it until yesterday. And when I open it, I see Sony A90J. I'm like, what is going on? I'm totally happy, right? I'm totally happy. I wanted the A90J, but they didn't have any in stock, but I guess they had one. I don't know. So all I got to say is those of you thinking about getting the A90J, the first thing I said was, wow. Like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was kicking myself. So I took it so I work graveyard, for those of you don't know, from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. at this like hotel type place where I have like 6-7 hours of downtime. So I took it with me to work, and it was great. I took my Xbox Series X. So I was playing some games, and I was a little upset I didn't bring like some movies, like physical movies, but that's a lot of stuff to bring. Anyway, yeah, I think I might. There's a couple of hurdles for me actually wanting to buy an A90J. Not the price, but like, where would I put it, right? Because like I really like the stealth mode. You know how it like lays flat, but as soon as you put those like feet on sideways, oh, that thing looks butt ugly. That's just my opinion. But
in the tall one, or just in general, putting the feet on,
no, like the tall thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sleek when you put them on like low, but even that, it's super wide, so you have to have a big table for that, which is kind of like the theme for today, which is, you know, what the theme today is going to be. Well, I got to get on the right page, dude. I can't stand these. Trying to navigate all these different things is hilarious. I'm so bad at it. There we go. Found it. Like I got like 5. I have 20 different windows open right now, so I should probably help myself out by not having all of them open. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, going, how big to go with money and how big to go with size, because I think a lot of people struggle with both. It's obvious that, people are like, should I get the best TV or the second best TV? And then also, should I get a larger TV, whether it's going to be, am I going to be too close to a TV, or is it going to be soft if you get a big TV, or should you just go big? And that's kind of the theme of the day. So yeah, I'm just going to keep kind of delaying until we get Stop the FOMO on here. But
where is he?
Get in. I don't know.
I'm gonna shoot him a text.
Yeah, he'll be on. Oh, there he is. Got him. Boom. What's up?
Hey guys. Oh, talk about technical difficulties. I don't want to slow things down.
He's fashionably late. No Look at the fedora.
No stress.
How
you doing, man?
I'm doing
fine, dude. Good.
It's my webcam. I had to reboot. I mean, it's a PC, so it doesn't always work.
Hey, I'm using a PC and my Sony camera, so hopefully I won't overheat or some nonsense like that.
That was one of my first investments, was getting a nice rig here and getting a nice. Yeah, I mean, you got me hooked up on a lot of this stuff. I have to admit, Chana was helping me, making sure I get some of this stuff for streaming. I think the first time I jumped on with this stream with you guys on the hi-fi, I had pretty beat products, man. trying to USB my camera, and I had a lavalier microphone that wasn't working.
Your setup has grown by leaps and bounds since that day, so kudos.
Yeah,
kudos.
Well, I appreciate
your channel, so congratulations on the 50,000.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely.
FOMO, you're at 90,000.
I know, it's just slowly growing.
As you guys can see in the intro, it says milestones. I hit 50,000. I want to thank everyone that's even Modern Wise, everyone that's commented. Thank you guys so much. I enjoy doing this. I have a lot of fun. I always wanted to find a way to, take my, TV installation and product knowledge to a wider audience. And as I started YouTube, even I was like asking my wife, I don't know, how could I just reach more people? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, YouTube, duh. So I'm happy to be out here doing this, and same with you, FOMO, at 90,000. And then Mr. Big Dog at 100,000 hit it on the stream on Saturday. Chana D, Techno Dad, if you guys aren't subscribed, you might as well subscribe to all three of us, because you're just going to see a lot of us anyways.
That's right.
And that way you know what's going on when we say, hey, did you see Chana's new video on his Samsung A90J? I'm kidding. It was a Sony A90J, but he thought he was getting a Samsung TV, got a Sony. And so last night he spent his whole night messing around with a Sony instead of a Samsung. So what a surprise. I don't know if you heard about that, FOMO, where he got the Samsung.
I know, yeah, he told me this morning. He's like, wait, I thought I was getting a Samsung, and he got a Christmas present.
I know, right? It was, I was saying earlier, like, they didn't have any in stock. So I guess they were just like, oh, no. Let's just send him this one. We just got it in. I was like, okay.
Pretty funny, actually.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. So some of my one person commented on my video today. They're like, I'll take that. Like, that's a great trade up. So,
yeah, to be honest, I made a video about the two, and I guess I'd probably would take the A90J, but like, it's just your thought process that you were like planning on doing a review on a Samsung, and then you get a Sony OLED instead. So you're like, what?
Well, had I known, I would have opened the TV up last week instead of waiting a week, and now I only have 3 weeks with the TV. So finally I'm getting my first situation. First 2021 TVs coming in. And I gotta say, so I took it with me to work last night, and yeah, you guys, the A90J, it is legit. It is legit. I was just like, wow, I wish I brought some 4K discs with me to watch some movies, but instead I had my Series X, and I found a really plaguing issue. Did you check out the video today, FOMO?
No, I had so many errands to run today. That's why I was like,
I know. He's got like 10 kids over there.
Man.
It's okay. They're on the verge of getting a puppy. It's ridiculous.
All from the same mom. Remember that?
Yes. So yeah, I'm just kidding. So basically, FOMO, what I found out was that you know how Dolby Vision and 4K 120 don't work together, correct?
Right. That's right.
That's the thing. So with HDMI 1 and 2, you have standard and you have enhanced in the HDMI mode. And then in 3 and 4, you have standard, enhanced, and then enhanced Dolby Vision. Right. So if you're connecting an AV receiver to HDMI 3, because that's the Arc port, right? And you have 4K 120 device like an Xbox or PlayStation, and then you have other devices that are, 4K Blu-ray player or like an NVIDIA Shield TV Pro, something that's, Dolby Vision enabled. You have to go and change that setting back and forth from enhanced to enhanced Dolby Vision every time you want to either play a 4K 120 game or watch something that enables Dolby Vision.
Right. Dude. Right.
Like, what a pain. And so so in the video, what is the workaround? It's the eARC workaround from 2020. So we got to plug in the console to HDMI 4 and then plug everything into your AVR and then AVR to HDMI 3, and that way HDMI 3 can stay on enhanced Dolby Vision and HDMI 4 can be on just enhanced, which gives you 4K 120. So we're back in 2020. Yeah, we are right back into it.
That's interesting. Everything that you need through the AVR?
Yeah, well, now you are. Now you can. Now you can, but we're still back in 2020 because we can't it just doesn't work without. And this is what I was asking you. Do you remember when like the 4K Blu-ray players, the Sony ones, added Dolby Vision? When you turned on Dolby Vision, you lost 3D, and then it was just forcing Dolby Vision on everything. Because
yes, you have to turn off Dolby Vision, right? On their blue, and you still do.
Yeah, you still do. So I'm like, oh, of course, duh, Sony. Like it can't just be automatically switching Dolby Vision, which I think is really weird.
They have some issues, man. They got to work. That is an annoying thing because I don't game a whole lot, so I just have it left on Dolby Vision. But even and then you get like a firmware update, and you got to go back in there and check all that stuff out again. It's just like super annoying. But that brings up a good question here. Brett Reed What's up, Brett? He needs that A80 versus the A90 comparison, and that is my video for this weekend. I'm excited. I don't have any screenshots. I can say right now it's pretty close, man. But you know, obviously the A90J a little brighter. We're gonna get to that. Oh, you know what? My ISO is not on auto, so it's like super. There we go. Anyways, and also he said crypto tip: research in ecomi or ecomi, whatever, and their OMI token digital NTF collectible with insane IP. That's funny. Right now the crypto market is destroyed. It's getting massacred right now. So I don't know. You know, Elon Musk sent a couple tweets out that have ruined the market for a few days. China's banning like crypto, or they just reestablished their position that they don't like crypto. World banks are talking about it. It's a nightmare. But you know, it's a good time to buy crypto.
Well, and then specifically, which crypto? I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, only because of its unique qualities. Nothing, you know. I don't own any Bitcoin. I'm just looking at it from an objective point of view.
I got like $25 in Bitcoin for signing up for like one of the apps. So that's always good. You know, anything that seems to have staying power. Bitcoin, it was just the big dog. And I think the other one is Ethereum, because if you want to get these smaller coins, like if I wanted to get what is it, the Shiba, I have to buy Ethereum and then trade it for Shiba.
Oh man,
so
that's a nightmare.
It totally is, and that's why a lot of people just don't like it. So I think anything where you have to buy this first to buy something else, the first thing you have to buy is probably hanging out for quite some time. You know, that's probably got some staying power.
The other thing, I watched a few things too, like the networking. When you get them to buy into the network of it, you know, like Cardano and Polygon and some of these. Cardano is one of those where, you know, they're getting it together, and it could be a pretty massive thing just because they don't, you know, it uses a lot less energy than Bitcoin. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I don't know a whole lot anyway. So I appreciate the thanks to everybody, or the congrats from everybody about my channel and everyone else here. Congratulate the three guys. I think China has some cheer music. He can be our cheerleader. And just boom.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm going to add my cheer.
Oh. Didn't hear it.
Oh man, only I hear it. See, I'm still playing with my mixer.
It's all right. I don't have any music, so at least you have it in your own ears. I don't even have it.
Is that did you get the Rodecaster?
I'm using the Go XLR.
Okay.
So I'm still learning how to route everything through.
Let me get this real quick here. Ben Ramirez, can't watch now. Going to catch up this evening. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Ben. I really appreciate it. We'll make sure. I don't know if you got a question, hit us up with a question before you take off, and we'll try to get it, and you can see it on the flip side here. But thank you very much. Go ahead, man.
I heard cheering there.
Okay,
I heard a little bit.
Okay, that worked. Yeah,
that was like a 5,000 subscriber cheer. Here, Phil 82 with the recent price drop. Should I get the Costco to price match my recent 65-inch LG C10, or spend the extra $650 for the A80J from the current price? Didn't we have this combo the last stream? I think he was stressing on the same thing, wasn't he?
It was definitely one of the question marks, because so since I'm talking, let me jump into that.
Sure.
I got some interesting news this week, and we'll talk more about it on my live stream on Saturday as well. But this is kind of crazy. So I was talking to Keep It Classy, and he was like, people are finding that the LG C10 are also getting the Evo panel.
What?
So stop it. Yes.
So any panel, basically any new panel.
Basically, they're just making it as they go along. So it is what it is. If you have an LG C10, it's truly a panel lottery. Now, whether or not it's good or bad, we talked about the pink or green tint, whatever, right? But they're throwing that thing everywhere they can. I thought they stopped production on the C10, and they may have, but they also threw in some Evo panels on the C10. So just throwing that out there. Don't be surprised if you have an Evo panel with a C10.
But, you know, we keep going back to that. And then I keep remembering that my C1 is not that, it doesn't have that green, that pink tint to it. So then I'm wondering, it's the only of the it's the only one of the four that doesn't have that pink tint. So I don't know if that means it is an Evo panel, or if that's definitely not. You know, like, does anyone really know if that means it has it or not?
I believe there is a secret, well, they call it secret menu, but the service menu, I'm looking into it, but there is a way. If you go in the service menu, there is a certain code that if you see that code, you know you got the new panel. So gotcha. I'll get it all from Keep It Classy, and as soon as they lock it down, we'll check them out.
So, anyways, on this one, Phil, I don't know if Phil games at all. I mean, we just talked about all the problems Sony has with their gaming. I mean, do you want to be able to do you want to have to go in and change from Dolby Vision 4K 120 or like 4K 120 to Dolby Vision and back and forth in the same input? If you watch your apps on like a PS5 or an X Series X or something, I don't know. So China, if I'm correct, right? If I had an Apple TV, could leave one port like on. I can just leave that port on.
Exactly.
On HDMI like 1 or 2, and I'd be fine. And then just put the game system on HDMI 4.
Right. Exactly.
Good, right.
So if you're not running through any kind of AV receiver or anything like that, which means you would go down to just the one port, then yeah, you're totally fine. Like for me, it's not a big deal because this would be in my bedroom. It's a 55-inch. However, so then I could just I have Apple TV, a cable box, as a PD, and then the only thing 4K 120 would be the Xbox Series X. So from my standpoint, it doesn't really matter that much, but I know people that are getting this for their living rooms and stuff. So that's where, and they have an AV receiver, and that's where, they want to just route everything through the AVR if they could. And that's where that kind of comes into play. Yeah.
So I mean, if you're gaming, I don't know if he commented again, but
he did. He said, skip my question.
Oh, I think he meant we skipped it because I went to that other dude.
Right.
Because I commented, I don't game much. There we go. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would be hard pressed not to go get the Sony A90J. I guess it's a brighter TV, much better shadow detail in my opinion.
Yep.
The C10 has the glossy finish at the 65-inch at least, and below. The A80J has the matte finish. Some people are saying the 77-inch has the shiny. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Some people may not just understand what the shiny screen looks like versus the matte. I don't know.
Brian confirmed that the 77-inch A80J is officially the glossy finish.
Okay. So that's weird that they went. Maybe it's just because, that with the amount of 77-inch panels they make, they just said, make them all shiny or, I don't know. Like maybe they don't want a separate process for the larger 77-inch and they just threw it in with the A90Js or the whatever other, displays they're making. I don't know. This is such a coin flip, and it's probably why you're having a hard time, Phil. You're saving a significant amount of money. You could get a warranty with that. The price match, I don't know what price match he's talking about.
Here's something to consider, though. If he's sensitive to motion, in my opinion, the C10 falls short of motion to both the C1 and the A80J. So if you're sensitive to motion, for me, that would be the reason I'd go with either the Sony or the C1.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can get the settings on the Sony to get to your liking better. Like no matter which way you like it, it just seems like it's a little bit more smooth where there's more judder like on the C10. Even I think the C1 a bit, but yeah. That's I hope that helps, man. Keep the questions coming, Phil. If you have another question on the side, let me know. And then Ray here with the super sticker, appreciate it. I don't know if I saw any questions.
And then Vio C also had $1 one, and he said, "Did you see my super chat?" But I don't think. Oh, here's his question. Super chat: $3,000 for a 77-inch A80J or $6,000 for an 83-inch A80J. The size difference isn't that massive. Thoughts?
Wait, the $6,000 C1 you mean? C1 is 83-inch 6,000. He's probably confused.
Okay. Well, no. He didn't put it in there. It just said 6,000 for an 83-inch. It's
C1.
That's the C1. And then the A90J is $8,000. Did he say I didn't see that
his question is right underneath the Stop the FOMO saying yes at William. So if you see that in the chat, just put it up on the screen.
How far back was it? What time?
It's right. It's like two above Ben Ramirez $10. Can't watch. So go look for Ben Ramirez. Can't watch. And then go up 2. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so there is no A80J at $6,000 at that price. So yeah, that is all those prices are wrong, I believe. So you got $3,500 for the 77-inch A80J, and $6,000 is the C1 at that size, but that's not. There's no 83-inch, or he may be talking about $8,000 for the A90J. But either way, I mean, that's what I wanted to talk about today. The size difference. I'm having a hard time justifying getting an 83-inch TV, especially to my wife. So I got to ask everybody out there.
You mean from 77 to 83 or just an 83?
No, the 77 to 83, like just the difference, it's a new size. It's cool. It's like you know, we always get the questions about an 85-inch, you know, QLED versus a 77-inch OLED. So now we have something to compare it with that's a couple inches smaller at 83-inch. So is it worth it to get it? Are we going to notice like it's how much more, you know, square footage are you getting? It's not that much compared to like a change from a 65 to a 77, which is like 30% more. This is probably like 15, 20% more if you do the math. So what do you guys think about that? Getting a larger one for that kind of cash too? I mean, you're talking about almost double the price, regardless of which one they're talking about.
In one word, no, it is not worth it. If we're talking value, not even close. If you have money to burn and you want to get the best and you have 6,000 or 8,000 burning in your pocket, then of course. But if you're looking for, I mean, let's say he could get that A80J for $3,000, 77-inch. Get it. Don't look back. It doesn't make any sense to pay double for an extra
for 6 inches. $3,000 for 6 inches.
Oh,
I know a whole lot of guys would probably pay. That's cheap
Michael's
in that department, right?
That, I knew you were going there, but wait, where's your drum? Where's the hi-hat?
I gotta turn up the volume.
I was waiting for it.
But you know, I'd have to agree. When you're going from a 65 to a 77, that's a 12-inch jump. Like that's huge. So justifying that kind of a price for it's not price for performance, but you know, price for size. Yeah, man, $3,000 for 6 inches. That sounds like
yeah. And you know what? To be honest, the 55 to 65 to 77. It typically is almost linear. Like the price versus size is pretty close. Like if you add, it's like another 30% to a 65-inch size, and the price is normally about 30% or so. You go to 77, it's another 30% size and price difference, give or take. You go to 83, it's not even close. I mean, and we know the costs on some of these. We're looking at trying to get some of these TVs. So there's significant costs, or there's significant markup on the 83-inch TVs. I got a gnat in here. It's bugging me.
Absolutely.
Sorry. So anyways, obviously it's not necessarily worth it just to do it. There's a premium. Hopefully the prices decrease. We're not sure they're going to because of the panel. Like, you think they're going to be enough panels to just, you know, throw the price down lower? What do you think?
You bring up a really good point about that. So they are increasing production by 50% this summer across the board in China specifically. And China is also where they're making the 83-inch. So if they're going to increase production by 50%, of course, they'll be distributed between the 65-inch to 77-inch. And for sure, 83-inch production will easily be double next year, because at the recent display show, trade show, LG Display came out and announced 83 inches for everyone. Come on in, sign up. We're going to give you an 83-inch TV, meaning if it's Vizio, if it's Panasonic, it doesn't matter. Nice. So this first year's launch, it's just limited to LG and Sony. Well, they're opening the doors to anyone that wants to sell their version of an 83-inch. LG Display has the volume capacity. But what does that mean? Do not pay $6,000 if you value your dime, because next year, wait, it's $4,000? The heck? So, you know, again, if you have $6,000 to burn, whatever, right? But if you're holding this on for 8 years, wait till next year and you'll see huge drops.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but you know, there's still going to be a ton of people asking us all year round. You know, I want to get that 83. Bill Hubbard, thanks, man. Appreciate the comments, showing some love. Right back at you. Look at that shiny red car. I like it. All right. And I think I already put Dana up. Maybe not. Dana F. Appreciate it. Super sticker. Nice shoes. What kind of shoes are those? Those look like. Are those like turf shoes?
I have no clue.
I can't tell. It's big on my screen. That's why I just like to look at some of this stuff. Vic, not much going on in your logo, man. Appreciate it, though, Vic. A V
just
for Vic.
Yeah,
V for Vic. And then we had Ben there. I think we had Keep It Classy here. Was hold on, go one more. We'll get to Keep It Classy in a second. How many sales would the 83-inch A80J steal from the A90J have if they had it in that size? Patiently waiting to pre-order 83-inch A90J, was told July. Well, I think it actually is going to come a little sooner. We had word that they're going to be here in a couple of weeks. So, Dennis, you might be able to find a retailer that has them sooner. But FOMO, you have a lot of information on these screen sizes and panels. Do you have a good idea about this question?
Yeah. So first of all, this is the first year an 83-inch is available. Clearly, Sony and LG had an arrangement so that they don't cross over, right? You see the $2,000 difference. They specifically did not want to compete or cannibalize each other's sales. And that's why you don't see an 83-inch A80J, because that will steal from the 83-inch C1. So it's not even cannibalizing A90J. They don't want the A80J to steal from the C1. But next year, just like the 77-inch, everyone's going to be releasing the 83-inch. So also 83-inch A90J, you were told July.
Yeah. Well, the question is, the question is 83-inch. Do you think there'll be an A80J, or do you think it would steal a lot of sales away?
It would be next year's whatever.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be A80J. It would be A80. What comes after J?
K, I guess.
A80K. Yeah.
K might be one of those letters they skip. Maybe not. I'm not
Yeah.
I mean, they skipped I.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Anyways, in this hypothetical, I would imagine that the 83-inch A80J would steal a ton of sales away from an A90J if they had it, because it'd probably be like $1,000 or $2,000 less. But regardless, wait on these 83-inch. That brings me to a question. I want to ask everybody while we're talking about that one.
What happened?
Disconnected. He'll be back. We'll let him stay. My question is to everybody out there: should I get an 83-inch A90J, or should I get an 83-inch C1, or should I go super stupid and get both of them, do a review in like my backyard because I couldn't fit them in my house?
It's too big, right? Yeah.
And then I'll sell one of them whichever one I don't want, I'll just sell. So you guys have to let me know in the comments which one is more interesting to you. And then if I should get both and compare them, or should I just compare like the one that I want of an 83-inch versus a 65-inch that I already have? So yeah, I'm seeing super stupid in the comments already. That's pretty funny.
Both.
Let's say
C1, both.
There he is. We got Mr. FOMO back. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm back.
Can you hear me? I asked everybody if I should get the 83-inch A90J or the C1 or both, and do a stupid huge review, and then sell one of the ones that I don't
in
want.
the backyard because he has no room.
Well, you know what I would do then? If you're getting both, get a 77 and an 83 to see the size difference.
That's a good idea.
I mean, right? Because if they're both the same size, then it's just
would be a really good idea.
Yeah. So go 77.
Then it would also make a good video to really feel like out if there's a difference. And then the problem is that they only have an 83-inch A90J. So then if you put a 77-inch C1 versus the 83-inch A90J, you know which one I'm going to keep. I mean,
or the A80, 77 A80J.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. And that's kind of what I'm feeling like. If I personally had to compare the two best TVs so far this year, it would almost be the Sony versus the Sony, in my opinion. If you take out the gaming perspective, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough. I'm not saying the C1 or I like LG. I have a C10. I love the TV. I just, I don't game a ton. And so I don't see, I don't get any extra value from the C1 or C10,
Right. You know, what's funny? When I was checking out the A90J last night, I was just like, oh man, I want one of these. And then I'm like, I don't know. So now I have a plan. I've devised a plan at like 4 a.m. It was this.
This will be good.
I'm gonna have the TV for 3 weeks, and then I'll probably get the Samsung in after that, and then go with the LG. And this is I need to pick a TV for my bedroom, right? A 55-inch for my bedroom. That's really my goal. And so I think I'm just gonna get all these TVs in from 2021, and then figure out which one do I miss the most. And then I'll make my decision, because it's just like.
Do you game in your bedroom?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I'm almost actually certain. Yeah,
majority of my time gaming is in the bedroom because my wife is asleep next to me, and I'm like, oh snap, she's asleep. It's midnight. I got 2 hours to go kill some people on Call of Duty, right? So I get all hyped. So yeah, I think that's the one thing, and then, she has all these things that she needs from the TV, right? Like right now, the Hisense H9G is in there because I'm giving away the Vizio OLED. So I took that out of the bedroom to back it up. And then she's like, well, this TV turns on all the time we want it to turn on, but now the volume jump from 0 to 1 is too great for her. And volume at 1 is too loud because she likes to try to go to sleep to the TV. So there's all these things that she needs out of the TV. So I don't know. There's a lot to think about, but I was very impressed with the A90J from my one night of using it. So
Yeah, I got and that's how I ended up with the Hisense H9G, because I liked it. I didn't really like the Samsung. The Samsung had a ton of DSE. I took that back, and I was waiting on getting the H9G fixed because mine got a crack in the screen. So I didn't have either. I ended up with the H9G that just is unplugged because it always turns on when my LG turns on. So I got the G1 behind me and the H9G there, which was my first TV purchase this year, but it's unplugged because I don't ever use it.
Yeah,
unfortunately. This is for, well, Chana, this is kind of like you know, why don't you want to read it out?
Classy, yeah. He says, TD, I have a TSR 7850 AVR and Infinity Primus 5.1.2 setup with BIC PL200. I would imagine that's a subwoofer. 8x8 seating area. Any upgrades worth it under $1,500? So, you know, I don't know if you guys caught my video on Mission Impossible Fallout, which, hey, FOMO, thank you again. I thanked you in the video. I'll thank you now. That was a great idea because he was talking. It's supposed to be one of the best Dolby Atmos implementations in a movie. So I, like a dumbass, sat there, watched the entire movie with just the high channels on, right? And I'm surprised how fast it went. Actually, it just took a couple of days, you know, an hour and a half here, hour and a half there. And I'd say the biggest upgrade for you. So I looked up your AV receiver. It is the older one from Yamaha. I think it's like it looks to me like equivalent to the 635 or something like that. Anyway, the Costco version. I would say the biggest upgrade is anything that'll allow you to have 4 high channels. That's going to be your biggest upgrade. That's going to be your most noticeable thing. 8x8 is kind of small. I get that. However, you can still, you know, like my high channels, the front to back is about 4.5 feet. And then the width is about 6 feet on each of them. So I think you're fine in that aspect. In here, this is a 10x14 and I have a 7.1.4 and it's pretty awesome. So I would look at an AVR from Denon. I highly recommend the Denon X3700H, even though the whole HDMI 2.1 thing is kind of on the fritz. And getting fixed right now, but that will allow you to kind of grow into it. And that's the one thing about you know, I love that AVR. It processes 11 channels. It'll power 9 channels, so it'll give you those 4 high channels without any external boxes. And if you did at some point move, like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, you could still use it. Add a power amplifier. You can get 7 bed layers to run a full 11 channel Atmos setup. So I would say that. And I think it's around 12 or 1300, and you can find it on sale for like 900 or 1100, you know, from time to time throughout the year. So that's what I would do.
That's good advice. I'm not sure that receiver he has too. Some of those receivers have a little bit sketchy, like zone 2 and things like that. I'm not sure if that one does. That might have a full zone 2 versus like an A versus B, but that AVR upgrade would be nice. There's another question for you, Chana. Straight up, man. It's your day here. Let's go. 100K. Answer your questions. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Right.
Panasonic UV-A20 still recommended in 2021, or do you have another player to look into? Can I get Dolby Vision with 2.0 HDMI and A80J? Oh, of course, you totally can get Dolby Vision with HDMI 2.0. That's what we've been doing since 2016. 2016. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Panasonic UV-A20. If you need Dolby Vision, definitely I would get that one. It does have some limitations, like you can't play SACDs. You know, you can't play 4K HDR Atmos MKV files. You know, those kinds of things. You know, I have the 420 here, which is the smaller one, just for testing. I also have the Sony X800 M2. I have the LG UBK90, and then the one that I actually use is the Oppo 203. Which is up in the living room. But I have all those other 3 down here to test with my test rig. And the Panasonics just perform well. I've not had any issues with skipping, freezing, lip sync with the Panasonics. But I've had all those issues with the Samsung, Sony, and LG players. And, you know, and I've owned all of them. Mm-hmm. You know, the X700, the X800, X800 M2, like all the list goes on and on. So, I would go with the Panasonic. I say it's still solid. I contacted that one new company that's putting out like a Oppo lookalike. What was it? The Ravion. I hit them
and
up.
it's expensive. You saw the price of that?
Yeah, it's not cheap. So I hit them up to send me one. So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed they will. They said that they're not ready to get YouTube reviews just yet. So
they can't keep up with production.
Yeah,
man.
they don't want the attention.
He said that it's not ready yet. So maybe they're just trying to finalize a few things. But yeah. Panasonic UB820, go for it. Oh, of course, the streaming apps on that thing is trash. So we're literally, I'm only saying like it's great as a disc player.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
appreciate that. And thanks, Shane. Real quick, we got to just tell Phil's wife is watching. Well, Phil, if it's between the C10 and getting an A80J, just tell her you also could get an 83-inch A90J and it's $8,000. So that's another option. You know, go big, and then now back to that 77-inch A80J sounds a little bit more doable at 3,500, right? Anyway, so we got another question here. Gaming, both you guys can help. What's the deal with Dolby Vision 4K at 120 gaming 2021? From Jack in Chicago here, Bears fan. My C10 and the X90J both say they can't do it. Can this be updated? This is a pretty common thing. Who wants to go?
Can it be updated? I don't think so.
I'll jump in real quick. So LG has assured people that they're looking into updating the C1, right? The 1 series this year. They didn't mention the C10 or G10, and that got people worried. So doesn't mean that they couldn't, but right now they're definitely going to try to see if they can update on the current generation.
Look,
and that's all we can say.
FOMO, in the current generation of LG TVs, do we have full bandwidth HDMI 2.1?
Still 40.
Still 40. Okay, so it could be a firmware update, but you know LG did this before too. They gave G-Sync to the 2019 models. Then for the 2020 models they gave G-Sync and FreeSync, right? And then they took away. They took away DTSX or DTS decoding. So, you know, the TV companies will always do this. They'll like give you a little bit and then they'll take something else.
Oh,
you know,
wait.
It's kind of weird.
That's important. So I just got word from Europe. Speaking of taking away, this is huge. The people who bought the Samsung Q95T, right? So that's their top of the line 4K
8K.
from last year. 4K.
No,
The 95T. We only have the Q90T. In Europe, they have the 95T, which is the Connect box, right? So here's the problem. In Europe, their energy consumption label was wrong. So what do you think they should do? Issue a new sticker or lower the power of the TV. Instead of issuing a new sticker, they go in and they lower the power across the board. What does that mean? Suddenly, everyone with a 95T in Europe has a dim Samsung flagship 4K from 2020. And
so without the power, you know, they won't get enough nits, right? They won't
because
get the same amount of nits.
It's not supposed to consume that much. They screwed up, whatever it is. And so instead of paying the fine or doing whatever they have to do to be compliant, change the sticker. They wanted to hold on to that sticker and instead suck the power out of the Q95T, like in the last firmware update. So if you guys have a 95T and you haven't updated, don't plug it in because you are not getting those nits back. And so a lot of you are saying, hey, you know, can they make the TV brighter? Oh, sure. I'm sure they can, but they could also make it dimmer because they have to be compliant with whatever energy consumption rules. And and that's a screw up on their part, right? They didn't do whatever it was with their submission to the EU. Easy correction, make the TVs dimmer. So this is Samsung. This is not Vizio or Hisense. This is the largest volume seller. So yeah, let me know if you guys have that. Crazy.
I appreciate it, Jack. Thanks, man. Hope that helps. I would probably even be more likely to believe that LG on their C10 would get this figured out before Sony gets it in 2021. But that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's one of those things that's just too new to actually predict, you know. I just like with HDMI 2.1 implementation on all these things, I just know something's going to go wrong. That's the thing. Like that's it. Everybody wants to like, you know, hey, oh, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome, until we get it and we're like, oh, okay, well, this is not as awesome. Yeah.
What's up, Corey? I appreciate it. Corey Melvin. Just want to say congratulations. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I am working extra hard. I'm doing 2 videos per week and a live stream now. So my kids are back at school and I'm not stopping this year. I'm not going to stop doing installation videos like I did in the second half of last year, which killed my views so far this year because I completely stopped doing installs because of COVID. So I didn't have any install views. Well, this year I'm like, I got walls in this house, man. I'm just going to keep installing TVs on different walls. I'm good. Go for it. I got tons.
He's going to be the only one with the 83-inch A90J in the kitchen. You know?
Yeah. I could fit that 83-inch above in my bedroom. I could fit it in
on
there.
The ceiling.
No, like on the wall. It would take out my whole wall. If I put it on the ceiling, I'd be scared it's going to fall on me.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do that.
In California, it will.
Yeah, and the other thing is I could also fit those 283 inches above each other. I think they're about 4 feet tall, so it would be like on the ground. That'd be stupid.
Oh, dude, like floor to ceiling TV.
Yeah, floor to ceiling TVs.
Crazy.
Because I mean, right now I'm about to have all 4 of these 65-inch up there, which is technically like 114-inch screen diagonally or something like that. So, anyways, and also congratulations to both FOMO and Techno Dad hitting milestones. So
we all hit milestones, and I have a feeling FOMO is going to pass me up real quick too.
Well, you know, everyone has different trajectories. FOMO's got the news, like the newsman. I don't even know where he pulls this news about Samsung. I mean, he gets all the news. Do people comment to you, and is that how you hear some of it, or you just have your ear to the ground?
You know what? The first thing I do when I wake up is I just go through all the news channels, Taiwan, Korea, and occasionally on Twitter or email, I get random stuff. Hey, have you seen this? I go, oh no, I haven't. So
yeah, the people sometimes they get some good information from the people. Like that's how I found out about the 77-inch A80J having the shiny screen or glossy screen. Was that same thing from viewers. Daryl ordered my first OLED today with Value Electronics, QC and calibration. Nice. A80J 77-inch, upgrading from 4-year-old 55-inch LED. Thanks for all the help picking and videos. Yes, awesome, Daryl. Awesome. That is exciting, man. That's a huge upgrade. Kind of stuff,
very much.
That's why I love doing. That's why I love doing TV installations and helping people, because I get to go into people's houses, and every time I'm not like a person that moves people's furniture. I'm not like a person that fixes the plumbing. I'm the guy that gets to come in there and help you guys love your TV. So it's an awesome job for that reason. And the same thing with YouTube. For the most part, people are nice. There's some people that are trolling, but that happens. But anyways, awesome, Daryl. Good deal, man. We got a couple more. I want to
there's a bunch going in there.
Brett's back. LG pricing themselves out of Japan. C1 models priced virtually the same as A90J.
Ooh,
makes brand decision very easy. Now it's A80J versus A90J. By the way, get the OMI. I'm gonna keep that in mind, Brett. You look like a man that knows what he's talking about.
I'll look at it too, man.
I'm definitely gonna. I'll probably be in it.
I mean, the only thing I like gambling. Period.
Yeah,
right? Like I love the craps table. So like, yeah, I'm just putting $50 here, $100 there. Like what happens? Happens. Yeah, well, just stop looking at it.
As of right now, I'm not doing very good. So right now I'm getting my butt handed to me in the crypto world, but we're going to hopefully have some bounce back. I got into it when, everyone else got into it, which unfortunately in the last few months has been up. So now it's coming down back to earth. But anyways, LG pricing themselves out of Japan. I think it's also that Sony is also getting a little bit more competitive too this year, right?
Aggressive with their pricing. Yeah. I mean, dropping the A80J 77-inch at $3,500 was huge.
Yeah,
has it gone back up, or is it still there?
Still there. I think it's still there. I was going to do the
could prices, be a permanent drop. Could be a permanent drop.
Yeah, and they even the 55-inch is down to $1,800 too to get it with or $1,900 to get it with 100 of the C1 55-inch. But those are still really high prices for 55-inch. I would wait to the summer or whatever. But yeah, man, appreciate it, Brett. Man, thanks for the support. Funny stuff. Congrats, 50K. Last stream, you guys said the Sony and Dolby Atmos is buggy. I want the 83-inch A90J and what? And Neo Samsung Q950A, which that's overseas, right? The soundbar. I apologize. That's a soundbar.
Soundbar.
Will I have problems? Well, first, what I would recommend, yeah, you probably will. But I want to recommend to Mike Carter and everyone else, if you guys know, want to check out a guy named Jonah Mathis, good friend of mine. He has cool soundbar reviews. He just got that soundbar, and I guarantee you he's going to mess around with it and find out. I know that he has, I believe he has the C10. I recommended him to get the C10 TV just because of the value and how good it is. So check out Jonah Mathis. He has good technology videos, just very easy to understand stuff. And also then we have the mastermind here with Techno Dad on this kind of stuff too.
Oh,
so what do you guys think about this?
I always put out a an eARC setup video with all my TVs. So
yeah.
The only crappy part is like, even with the Sony A8H from last year, it worked perfectly when I made my video. And then like 3 months down the road, they had an update that broke it.
Firmware update.
So yeah,
Boom.
so it's just
Done.
it's very hard to predict if these things are going to last, as far as, you know, the features. Are they going to work like they should? You know, it's a toss-up.
Looks like Keep It Classy said Sony eARC only does PCM at 120 hertz without dropouts. I don't know if that, I'm down in the comments. Anyways, yeah, no, Jonah does the videos on the sound bars, and I know Techno Dad, you're a little bit too how do you say, refined for all the soundbar action? You like?
I don't know about that. I mean,
I'm teasing. I'm with you, man. Like a dedicated home theater is legit.
Yeah. No, I totally. And if you're gonna spend over $500 on a soundbar, I would not do that. Like I would go, you know, I would go with at very minimum an AV receiver or integrated amplifier and 2 bookshelf speakers.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Because like the main thing is having that stereo separation. When your soundbar is like this wide, you don't get. It's almost like they say that these speakers on my cell phone are stereo, but I mean, look at how far they are apart. It's pretty much mono.
Oh yeah,
mono. Right.
My Samsung 20 Ultra or whatever, it has Atmos sound. But I'm like, yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same thing.
And just having it on the sides, one speaker on either side of your TV, you get the nice like 5-6 feet across. So, you know, you build a really awesome stereo image, you know, tow it in properly, you know, equilateral triangle, if you know what I'm talking about, or if you don't, just look that up. Pretty easy to set up something. You know, I think the biggest thing is people are like, well, I have all these remote controls. What do I do? And like, I got my friend off a soundbar, my good friend from college, and he's like, dude, what do I need to do? My kid went and pressed a bunch of buttons on the remote. Now I don't know how to get back to it. Like the sound like crap.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and those things will happen. You do need to know, like, you know, not the inner workings, but you need to have a broad idea of like, okay, well, something sounds weird. How do I get back to normal? Because my kid pressed a bunch of buttons on the remote. So
that just brought up nightmares to me, man. That's my nightmare scenario. When I get a phone call that the family just screwed up my TV, can you come back an hour and drive over here to press one button? And I'm like, no, God, no. So
yeah.
We got a bunch of these. I might have lost a couple because it.
Hey, go back to the one last one before bed. You didn't get that.
I can't go up any higher on.
Okay, so it was Mike Carter 86. Last one before bed.
Thanks, Mike. Mike, appreciate it, Mike Carter. Go ahead.
A certain TV reviewer, beginning with the letter Q, is bashing the Sony A90J and A80J motion. How do you all find it?
Oh, I've seen some comments. You know, I saw some comments on my A80J video and against the C1, saying that the preference from that reviewer likes the more of the soap opera effect. I don't know. I feel like no matter what you do with the, no matter what you do, whatever I've done with the Sonys, I felt like I've been able to get what I wanted out of it. I don't have a problem with the, you know, the LG. I don't think it probably has better motion, but I think it's just fine. If you like LG, you know, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't say that I would bash the A90J or the A80J as far as their motion. I mean, I think from most of the people that see these TVs on a regular basis, they think that the motion on those are fantastic, you know, so. But everyone has their own opinion. No big deal. Hey guys, hope all is well. Matt, whoever commented that, thanks to Chen. I appreciate it. I couldn't see that one. I'm going to return my 65-inch C1. Would love to get the 77. In your opinion, should I get the C1 77-inch at 3,800 or the A80J at 3,500? Well, for me, this is, I mean, I made a video about this. So, he jumped off again. Yeah. So in my opinion, these TVs are very close. So I don't know if you game a lot, Matt. you'd have to let us know if you game or not. And if you guys ask questions, let us know what your content is too. That helps us help you decide. But I would say just like I made a video in my C1 A80J video. If you game 50% or more, maybe the C1. If you game 50% or less, but you're watching movies and you're doing apps and all the other stuff, I would get the A80J. I think the A80J is a little brighter. I think it has better motion and better upscaling, and it's $300 less right there. So in my opinion, for me and what I do, I would get the A80J. Channa, which of these two TVs would you get if they were the same price? And then what about the $300 if that makes a difference?
I would go with something a little bit. If it's something that large, 77-inch, it wouldn't go into my bedroom. So gaming isn't a huge deal. So I would go with the A80J because it's cheaper, and because it's cheaper.
So I mean, that should show people right there. I mean, even when you think about this, you think about where the TV is going and what you're going to be doing, and like your room conditions and all that, and the distance, and so that's the kind of stuff, Matthew, that you need to think about. I think you can't miss either way, dude. But I don't think I would pay an extra $300 for the C1 unless you were gaming a lot. So that would be my opinion. And also like the C1 doesn't have what's it called? HBO Max. So I don't know what apps you need, or if you have a third party device you use to stream and all that kind of stuff. Let's see.
And I've been hating on Sony's OS for a long time, and this A90J with the newer OS, I'm actually pretty impressed with it.
Yeah. So all it is it's like the same. So here I've read up, and it's like it's the same thing. It's like an Android, but it has like a different like search function or like an organization, right? Like the Google TV is just a new organization. So I mean, you're still like basically. I made a joke that Google knows my blood type at this point because I have all Google devices.
All that nonsense,
But I like it too. I like the Google TV. I really don't like the LG OS 6.0. I preferred the pop-up menu from the bottom. It was like way cooler. Right. And I've said that before. Welcome back, FOMO. How you doing, man?
Hey.
He had FOMO about leaving.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep rolling because I want to get.
Hold on. So there's a few that you didn't get. So this is from Xiao Vinicius Silveira. Hey guys, big fan from Brazil. I just bought a LG CX 55-inch online. Am I going to feel a huge difference from my Sony Q60T? I'm going to say yes. Sony OLED is the best for movies, but is LG OLED almost as good? Dude, you're going to love the upgrade. Hands down. Samsung Q60T to LG CX, you're going to love it. Hands down.
Yeah. I got up there and in the thing here, so I appreciate that.
We're all caught up. David Wheeland is the next one. Yeah.
So I mean wait, I'm sorry.
So he's got a
55-inch. So size difference, is that any different than the Q60T? But I mean, I think either one of those, like we just said, I think they're both fantastic TVs, just a little bit different use case. If you want to game a little more, there's nothing wrong with the C10 at all. That's a great TV.
Yeah. So, no, you're going to love that. It's a solid upgrade.
Yeah. And I appreciate the support, man. What's up in Brazil? I want to get down there, man. It's getting a little crazy with the pandemic. Hope everyone's safe down there. Hope everyone's safe where they are. I got vaccinated. I'm feeling a little better, a little better about traveling. I hope you guys are too. Seems like it's working. Hey, what's up, Dave? Dave Whelan, what's up? 50% Blu-ray, 50% games. Oh, he's putting me right on the spot, like right on that middle, right on the middle. C1 or A80J. If the A80J PS5 would connect to TV, eARC, audio to AVR, all other devices would connect to AVR. I don't use streaming apps on PS5. Thoughts? What do you guys think?
If you really want eARC functionality to work, go with the LG.
I mean, it's pretty much like that is true.
Yep.
That's pretty good. But what about any other questions? I guess so we said 50-50 games. I mean, he's right on the border, and then he added another variable, which is he wants functional eARC. So that kind of tips the scale, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember, I always say it's all about the features, and what works for you. Don't just buy the best TV because all the reviewers and everybody says it's the best TV. It's
Yeah.
got to work in your viewing environment, your viewing habits. That means, you know, what kind of content you use and what features you're actually looking for. Like those are like the big three things. And then of course budget. But since they're so close in price, what is it? It's a $300 price difference, right?
Yeah. It's the A80J is 300 less, but yeah, I mean the C1, or you know, give it a few more weeks. I'm sure LG is going to match them. It's going to be close.
Probably.
Let's emphasize again that Sony and the eArc not doing well together, because eArc is the SoC, system on a chip, MediaTek. LG makes their own system on a chip, so they know what they're doing when they're building out the eArc. Sony, they're working with other parties, and if it's not working out, that's part of what happens when you work with other companies.
And if you can't get
just is what it is.
And if you can't get the volume to coordinate to like your AVR, like I've been saying about these last few Sony years, like they can't even get the volume to function properly, or just say plus or minus. The volumes are mismatched, so then you get to 0 on your TV and you still have volume on your receiver or your soundbar. So they got all kinds of problems with their audio. So you got a little work to do if you get a Sony, but then again, they also have that screen where you get the sound comes out. It's pretty nice on that TV too.
You know,
especially
and
on the wall. I like that.
I am definitely going to try. So in here, I have the 7 ear level speakers at ear level. So what happens to the TV? I got to put the center channel right in front of the TV. So it's literally just for hearing Atmos mixes in here. So now I'll put the A90J down there and use that as the center channel. So I can't wait to check that out. Like
I want to.
That's actually pretty cool.
You could make an entire video on that, dude, for real. You can make a video.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to move a couple real quick. I think
Chris,
so. We're back. Thanks, Dave. Here. I appreciate it. I hope that helps. Sony 55-inch A1E just bit the dust, and I'm having a hard time deciding A90J or G1 Evo 65. I watch Apple TV movies and play some games.
Well, you get the Apple TV app on both TVs. So whether you want to put the like little actual Apple TV device, you don't need to in either case, but I don't know.
I think that the Apple TV device works better than the app, though, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Yeah. But some people might actually just watch the Apple TV movies on the app. Yeah, it's tough to say. So many different devices.
So there's a price difference here too. I mean, we're talking about a price difference. Go ahead, phone.
No, I was just going to say, when he says some games, it sounds like he's a casual gamer. I think the A90J at 4K 60 console gaming is fine for a casual gamer. But the movie on it, the movie experience with the heat sink and everything, and the audio, the acoustic glass audio, as a package, I think it'll be better overall for mostly movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have that up. Appreciate it, Chris. Thanks, dude. Christopher Taylor, U8G, is it good? These guys on Twitter saying Samsung is better. Getting 65-inch U8G from Best Buy for $11.49. Got lucky when they're updating their site. Well, first of all, you're not getting a 65-inch QN90A for anywhere near that price. So that's the first thing.
Yep.
FOMO, you had a lot of work with this. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Is this a slam dunk?
I don't know who these guys on Twitter are, but if they're comparing the QN90A at $2,600 TV, which is still around $2,500 today, to a $1,300, yes, they trade blows. But at any Samsung TV under $2,000 last year or this year doesn't come close. So I don't understand what they're comparing it to. So the QN90A arguably has certain things that are better. I do like some things on the QN90A more, but overall picture quality, I don't see it. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Right. And it's over twice as expensive.
Yes,
so you can get,
not even
so you could get 2 of these Hisense TVs and get one for your living room and one for your bedroom or whatever else for the same price. So is it 2x better? It's pretty tough to say any TV is really 2x better when you're talking on the high end, and I would consider this TV's, it's not high end from Hisense, but it's competing with the best LED TVs or LCD TVs. So
it's got lifted blacks. That's its biggest issue, but its blooming control is excellent. So if you're in a bright room, U8G all day long. If you're in a dark room where you're sensitive to lifted blacks, the QN90A. QN85A has crazy blooming off angles, so that's not even under consideration.
And you can see some of that QN90 or QN85A blooming from straight on even too, a little bit.
That's
not like some of the other ones that I've seen that I won't talk about anyways. Spillage Village has another one for FOMO and Techno Dad, if you'd like, Chana, if you'd like to consider. I don't just have a lot of thoughts on this yet. I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but dual cell technology, considering 75-inch U9DG. When will it be here? And when will this finally rival OLED? I was like, okay. Go ahead.
So, and I did this analysis today again on my video, but it doesn't make any sense. The LG C1 is going to be cheaper than the 75-inch U9DG. I don't understand its value proposition. At $3,500 at launch, I can't recommend it. We know full well gaming, HDR, everything on the C1 is going to be working perfectly out of the box. This is the first time you're going to see a dual cell. It's not going to have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. It's not going to be a gaming TV. And we have doubts it would get brighter than the C1. I don't see it. Now, if it's under $2,500, okay, $1,000 saved, right? But $3,500, I'm not excited. I will have it for review. So just so you guys know, this is still speculating on the specs. So we'll get to check it out. But I'm not excited about the price at all.
Yeah. Anything, China? Are you leaving that to FOMO for that one?
I mean, yeah, like it's tough. It's tough. Like exactly like what he says. $3,500?
$3,500.
So you can get a Sony 77-inch OLED as well. I mean, if I, the way I look at it is, if I'm going to go LED or OLED and it's the same price, if I'm looking at two TVs, I'm steering toward the OLED, right? Because I want those black levels. They always try to tell you, okay, like this is OLED level black, OLED level black, OLED level black. And when sometimes you see these things, you got black on the screen, you walk up to the TV, it's still gray when you look at it. So I don't know what these people are seeing. And I know the Z9D was a monster, and it did so well in so many categories. If you did that, if you walked up to the TV, you would still see gray as opposed to black. So just that inherent quality of the OLED being self-emissive pixels, like I wouldn't see a reason to go for a Hisense. Like a Hisense that price. When I saw the pricing for that, I was like, damn. I thought Hisense was supposed to be budget. What budget is this? So the baller budget.
So will it finally rival OLED? The answer is probably no. And if so, you're paying. I mean, it's not going to, but you're still paying the same price for it. So it's rivaling it in the price.
Go with an OLED. Yeah.
The only thing it rivals it in is price, which isn't good. I want to know this dude's name because I can't. I have a hard time saying the name.
Yes, I saw it coming up. I was like,
Grius.
Well, the ERFG is silent, so it's just Ergi.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you meant it's like Fee.
Almost everything is silent, so it just go Ergi Grius.
My kids keep messing with me and my name. And first it was Be the Installer, and then they took out the IN on this little thing we had, so then it was just Staller, and then at the end we just started calling me Lur, and they were just getting a big kick out of calling me Lur. It's one of those things, family things. You gotta appreciate the little things in your family, and we just have good times like that, always making jokes.
That's awesome. Your Instagram is awesome. You guys are out doing stuff like.
I like to. I don't have the time to do 2 Instagrams, so it's just like it's everything. I don't have time. I don't even have time for one, to be honest. But it's got its value, and I try to connect with people. But I have honestly, I think I have 100 messages of people trying to hit me up, and it's just so hard to get all those questions. I'm liking the X90J. It's better than the QN90A for gaming. I like that statement. What do you think, FOMO? What do you think about that?
This is awesome because this allows you to save what, $1,500, $1,000, whatever the prices of the X90J is going to be. Don't let anyone doubt your opinion. If you like the X90J better for gaming, done. I think that's great, and
remember, this is all about you, not somebody else. The TV's going in your, living room or bedroom, or in B's case, kitchen and bathroom. So
backyard, in the garage. I'm putting
the top
it in
of the
there.
ceiling.
Yeah. That's funny.
So,
you guys are hilarious.
If you like it, rock it.
Let me see. Did he comment on what his name is? I want to get a name.
No,
I see Corey Hawkins is in there instead of Ye Rock. I used to say. So Corey's in the. All right, Jessica Kelly. Sony Z9J. Will it be as good as the previous models? Now, FOMO, you were interested in possibly getting this. We're trying to figure out what TVs to get.
Absolutely.
And which TV he's gonna make be the installer drive to his house. No, I'm just kidding. I offered it. I'm just kidding.
I am definitely interested in the 85-inch Z9J, but is it as good as the Z8H last year? Is it better than the Z9G? Until it gets to Valley Electronics, I don't know, because it's either that or the 83-inch A90J, right? And we know that the 8K Z9J will not have, it cannot do 8K content. So you have YouTube 8K, it sees it as 4K, and then upscales it to its resolution, but it doesn't natively adapt the 8K content. It doesn't have the A1 codec. So there's a lot of things about the Z9J that people are kind of like, Sony, get your act together. But it is what it is. The question is, can it make 4K movies look better? And that's all I need to know. I don't really care about the 8K content stuff.
It'll be interesting. And by the way, Channa, I would drive one up to your house too if you want. We'll have to figure it out. I could do a road trip and just pile 85-inch TVs in my truck and go on a road trip, man.
I wouldn't be able to put it anywhere. So that's the problem.
My point is I would do it for you too, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's the kind of guy you are.
I appreciate
the kind of
it.
guy I am. Anyways, Atomic Punk, off topic. In-ceiling speaker grills have lined felt. Do I remove that? I think that's just for painting them, so you can paint them and not get it all over your speaker. I don't know. They put it on there so you can paint. You take them out once you're done painting the grills, so they match your paint, and then move on. So that is, and then also calibrate my G1 question mark. I don't know what that means.
Maybe
should I calibrate it?
Should he?
Yeah. I mean, that's
mean,
you, right? I mean, did you have an issue with that?
Well, I had it calibrated. We just kind of went through the basics of getting the white points to the same spot. You know, we didn't go in depth and do like the 3D LUT or whatever he's talking about. I'm sure, you know, that could be a good comment for you guys. Keep it classy this weekend, you know, talking about that kind of stuff. Maybe he can answer in the comments there too. I guess I saw Keep It Classy Tech saying you can't get rid of the pink, but you can get rid of the green in the colors. So I don't know if, you know, what color you are or what color your TV is having issues with, but that was something in there. I don't know. It's, you know, if you have the cash, get it calibrated. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it doesn't. A lot of people have been saying that the OLEDs are coming off the line being pretty dialed in. So maybe more so than in previous years. Does anyone else have any comments on that? And if you should get a G1 calibrated, or should we move on?
Well, I don't. If the G1 ends up, and I'm going to talk to Keep It Classy, but if the G1 ends up appearing to be out of the box, not as accurate as the C1, I don't think it. If it bothers you, get it calibrated. How's that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't notice anything, don't worry.
Corey Hawkins in the comments said, yes, you should. I have a problem with my main thing is when I'm straight on and I'm doing I'm doing a uniformity test. I see pink and I'm seeing different colors straight on. So that's the concerning spot, because the Sony A90J actually has kind of a curved screen to it. If you look down the line on pretty much any of the A90Js, and Channa, check yours out tonight too. If you look down the angle of your TV, you can see it's got a little curve in the screen, the glass. You can see the reflections look a little weird. So I don't know if that's what's going on with the G1, but the colors look a little funky when you're straight on or when you're at an angle. So I don't know if that obviously that can't be changed, but you know, calibrate it. It'll just cost a little money. Sunny Woo for a cover patio, Samsung Terraced, 9,000 Canadian, 75-inch. Do you think you should get it? Should I get it or not? And I would say no. Covered patio, you can use any TV outside. You don't have to get a crazy expensive TV for outdoors. I install TVs outdoor all the time for people. And I just tell them, if you have the ability to keep it dry, and you can get one of those like waterproof covers, which you can for any TV they make them for like $30 on Amazon. Get any TV, you know, you could get a Samsung QN90A. You can get a Q80T. You can get anything, throw a cover over it. You don't need to get a special TV for outdoor. Get one that has good anti-reflective coating. Get one that's fairly bright, you know, and then you'll be good. So you don't have to get a Terrace. I would never recommend someone to get the Terrace unless they're loaded. So that would be my opinion. let's just fire through since oh shoot, whenever I do that, I lose, and I think I lose a bunch of comments. So now I got to go all the way back up.
Oh yeah, it's very annoying. Yeah.
So now I'm back to Cra 553. So I got to find out if there was a question before that. Oh man, super annoying.
Yes.
Bear with me, people.
Loco Tony.
All right. What's better for HDR?
Monty.
Let's do this one, then we'll go one more up.
Okay. Yeah.
What's better for HDR, OLED contrast, or QLED brightness? Playing retro games, a bad idea on OLED. Looking for a new TV to upgrade from a 10-year-old Sharp. I think you'll be happy either way, but what do you guys think about that? I mean we all kind of talked about
retro games on a 4K TV. I ain't gonna look like ass, really. I mean, there's no real way to explain.
Hopefully, you're sitting back pretty far from it.
Yes. Can you imagine an 85-inch TV? What that would look like?
Oh my gosh, it'd be like a Monet, right? Like good from far, far from good.
I think you'll be. I just would recommend. An OLED is going to be, in my opinion, a more crisp picture. The one thing that I noticed, I think that the OLEDs look sharper than QLEDs no matter what. Whenever I go up to an OLED versus QLED comparison, it's like the QLED has more brightness, but the OLED is a really sharp picture and it's really detailed. So that's my opinion. I don't know about the retro gaming. I kind of do that on my phone, so I don't really retro game on that, but anything's going to look better than your 10-year-old Sharp.
They have that cell phone case. When you turn it around, it's got an actual Game Boy and it's like this thin. So maybe just do that.
Nice.
And not worry about the retro gaming on the TV.
I appreciate the question, Loco Tony 64. And then we'll go up and hit that one from Monty D.
Yeah.
Equal game versus movie. 77-inch C10 is bright enough, but looks kind of soft. Upgrade to C1 A90J to get sharper, more refined picture ? Or wait for LG's version of the A90J. What do you think? Speak any other languages? I speak a little bit of Spanish, but go ahead.
I speak a little French.
Go ahead.
What size is that TV he's talking about that looks a little soft?
77-inch
C10.
They're all going to look. It's LG display
similar.
Makes the same OLED pixel density for all the brands. So if it looks soft on the C10, same density, it'll still look soft on the rest. Maybe different color, maybe this. It's going to look soft. Yeah.
I think if he's talking about this, I mean, I think that the A80J looks like the most detailed between these three. Like I've seen all three of them. I think the Sonys in general look the most detailed. The C10 looks the softest, the C1 a little better, and the A80J is the sharpest picture of these three. But it's the size too, and where you're sitting and all that. I don't know the LG version of the A90J. I'm not sure what that means. That I guess that's supposed to be like the G1, but I'm not sold that the A90J and the G1 are competitive, in my opinion.
I saw a comment in here from Jake that says Lowe's has the LG C177 at $3,500. I just went onto their website.
A couple people have said that.
Yeah,
but I don't. Yeah, no. Are people matching that price?
I guess Sony's like, here, let's lower the. Look at that. Yes, I just verified it right now. $34.99 on Lowe's.com.
Oh,
so,
hey B, real quick, I have to bail in 5 minutes. My daughter just reached out and says, "Dad, you're running late."
Oh yeah, man. If you got to go, no worries, man. Go ahead. We got a few more comments and all that. So you take off when you got it, man. No worries.
All right.
We've already lost you 3 or 4 times, so it's cool, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, man.
I know, right?
No, it's cool. We did this a little earlier so we could try to get the happy medium. China woke up. FOMO's got to go. I can hear my family out there messing around, but I'm okay for a little bit. We'll go as long as everyone can go, and that is good with me. I'm going to hit up this CRA 553. FOMO, stop me at any point if you're taking off. No worries. Do you recommend using a Firestick or an external streaming device, or use internal apps on an A80J? Using it for movies and TV. I picked up the A80J after our advice. Advice on FOMO's live stream last week. I would say absolutely use a separate device, because my A90J is kicking me out of every app. So I can't even log in. They're like booting me. They're booting me out of Netflix. And I saw a bunch of people on the AVS forum having the same problem. And then on top of that, every time I try to log into Disney Plus, it tries to log in with my wife's email, but my email is on the Android software. So it is a mismatch. And every time it takes us into Dolby, I have to re-enter my information. So by the time I even have to look at that, I'm already logging into my Apple TV and saying, screw it, you know? So
that's happening to me on the A9G on the Android TV. I don't know what the deal is.
I think it's just trying to auto log us into our emails. And then if it's a mismatch, I think it's having a problem. I noticed that on a bunch of them. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I've always recommended to, get a separate box. Get a separate box. Yeah.
If you can, and you know what the good thing about OLEDs is there's that little shelf above the actual panel. You can just set it on there.
Back there, yeah.
A little sticky tape, slap an Apple TV right to the back of the panel. It's not hot or anything, no problem. Yep. I've had an entire surge protector and everything slapped to the back of my C10 for a year. No big deal. I got all kinds of crap back there. It's ugly. But you know what? When we're moving the TVs around so often, I don't have always the time to make it look perfect because I'm like, then I just rip it right off and I'm boxing the TV up to get it out of the way. So appreciate that. Craw 553.
Yeah. Next one is Matthew McQuay.
Yeah.
McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey, going to be a governor of Texas, I guess, or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Looking for a 65-inch. Got the U8G, the A80J, the A80H. Sorry, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to read the comment.
Whatever. That's hilarious. It looks really funny when you do that. It's perfect. Yeah. It's hilarious. I saw you positioning your camera too, so you're like higher on it too before. C10, C1 options, low to mixed bright room. Keeping it long term, of course. We're all going to hopefully keep our TVs for a few years. Rarely game, only stream, YouTube streaming apps. Opinion on what to buy. Best bang for the buck. Who wants to go?
I mean, best bang for the buck's going to be anything from last year. Yep. Right. So in your list, A8H or CX, rarely game. So A8H, I would say.
Yeah. The A8H is still pretty expensive though. That's the problem. Like it's almost the same price of the A90J. It's like $200 less. So it's like weird.
Okay. All right. Then
the 65-inch is still like $2,300 or $2,400. It's pretty close. So I think it's like $200 less than the A80J. But yeah, I mean the C10, if you can find it in some places for under $2,000, the U8G, I mean, if you're down for an LED, like Chana was just talking about, you know, if you got a keen eye, you may see on some streaming apps with like the wide bars and all that for HDR, you may notice that you don't love that little bit of blooming, but it's way cheaper. So you could get, that TV for sure. Personally, if I had to choose from this right now, like on the spot, I would probably choose the A80J for what you use it for, because I think that TV looks awesome. A lot of people are coming out with favorable reviews for it, including ratings that just did theirs, said they loved it. Not quite as punchy as the A90J, but pretty darn close. So that would be my opinion. Matthew, hope that helps.
With that pause, I got to run, guys.
Boom. Okay. All right, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Congrats on the 90K subscribers. I bet you it won't be long for him to get to 100K, man. Thank you.
Here's hoping. See you guys later.
Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be there in like 2 months, bro.
Yeah.
Later.
All right,
next
man.
One is,
you let me know how much time you got too, man. I appreciate you being on.
I probably got like another. Yeah, like we could definitely go maybe a little past 5. Yeah. Get
your comments in if you need. If you got a really important buying decision you need done, or need decided, let us know. 77-inch A80J or 85-inch X95J. That is a really good one there. You can control the room. It's 18 by 20. What do you think about that one?
I would go larger. I would go larger. 18 to 20 is pretty big room. I would go larger. If price isn't an issue, then I would go larger. But at the same time, you're kind of like smaller OLED, larger LED.
This is that tough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have seen, I had a family that got the 85-inch. I did a video, 85-inch X950H, and they loved it. And their room was massive, kind of like this. And they had a kitchen on the end of it, like way behind them. So they had a raise, like you're standing by the island in the kitchen watching TV, like 20 feet away or whatever. And so then, you got to make that decision on size, but the X95J probably won't be the worst TV in the world. So I probably personally would still probably choose the 77-inch OLED. But that's a tough, this will be like one of the tougher decisions of the year. Like these kind of QLED versus OLED, if it's a solid QLED, or that's not a QLED technically, but you know what I mean. It's LED.
I mean, you know, I've had the Sony, I still have it, the X950G, and you know, still very solid TV, and we use that in the bedroom. You know, blooming wasn't too bad. You know, blooming was worse on the Samsung Q90T. So it's like, it's tough. You know, as long as Sony, I haven't seen the X95J, as long as they did like the solid progression from, you know, 2 years ago till now, I would say, you know, this one's almost a coin flip. Like it really depends on what you want. Do you want inky blacks, little sacrifice? What is it? 8 inches off the size.
And you're going to get, you know, that more brightness and that, you know, those, I think the Sonys can really pop. They're not quite as, you know, crazy bright as a Samsung, but you don't get the dirty screen and you don't get like, you know, some of the flaws. Not as many dimming zones, but I think the Sony high-end LED TVs are probably some of the best.
And that's their flagship. That's their flagship 4K LED, the X95J. Yeah.
So coin flip, perfect blacks, or, you know, and if you can control the lights, if you can control the light, and also check your wall, see how big the wall is. Is that going to be weird, or you have a stand it's going to be over? Or
and you know what? One thing I was going to mention to all of you that are thinking about these giant TVs, make sure you got a stand to fit it, because they're all now doing it where the feet are the farthest thing out. Yeah. Right. So even the A90J, like I will have trouble putting in my bedroom because the feet are outside of the boundaries of the TV. Right. Like I would totally wish they would go back to a pedestal, because then I could actually use something, you know.
I think the A9G had a pedestal, right? Like that was the last one that did.
And then just the 77-inch LG. LG usually has that center pedestal design.
Those are great.
Right. Yeah.
They weigh like 100
Sony
pounds,
goes back and forth between them depending on the year.
All right. Sonos Arc. No, Dad.
So I've heard some good things about it. Again, like I'm the type of person, like, look, if I want sound coming from the ceiling, I'm gonna put a speaker up there, right? I'm getting back into DJing weddings. I have to have music in 3 locations. I'm not gonna have the main location here and then just try to point a speaker through the door to get to the other location. I'm gonna wire up a speaker there. So anything Atmos bounce will definitely work in the right environment. You got to have that perfect rectangle. But if you have that, and like, let's say you're renting, get like, what do you call it? SVS prime elevation speakers, put one up high. It angles down already. Like the only mess you'll have to clean up is maybe like some sticky tack for like the cable. And, you know, you just spackle up the holes after you do the install. So I would always prefer and recommend people to go that route. It is more of a pain in the ass to do that, but the reward over, you know, just getting like a sound bar that has Atmos in it is huge. So
yeah, and I would add to for the TVs, I would think that the QN90A would be way better than the Nano. But
oh my God, yes, hands down.
Oh, sorry, there's also the C1 in there. Oh, so my choice would be the 83-inch C1. All things the same. The Sonos Arc is decent as well. I agree with you. It doesn't have that much like vertical sound. It doesn't push a lot of sound. I'm hoping that they make rear speakers that have vertical sound as well. That would probably be a good idea for them. If they had a 2-channel upward firing rear speaker, that would probably help out the sound a bit, because it doesn't have a lot of vertical sound like you're speaking about. And then, so I hope that helps, Christian. I would say the C1, then the QN90A, and then the Nano would be my last choice.
Yeah, as far as I would not touch any of those Nanos.
Yeah. And then I lost all the comments again, so now I got to go down.
Jason Hall, $4.99. Yeah.
I can see them, but it's annoying that it's like I can't pull them.
Well, because the chat is going so fast because there's so many people here. So thank everybody that's here.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the Sonos. Oh, this is also a Sonos Arc question, right? Yeah. TV. Any connectivity issues with? I mean, we've talked about these connectivity issues. Jason Hall. Definitely some connectivity issues with the Sony. LG has some minimal issues with like Apple TV. Sometimes they have a little mismatch. Not with the Sonos Arc itself. There's a slight lip sync on some things, but for the most part, the LG is solid with the Sonos Arc. I have it. I really had minimal problems all year with that. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm hearing is with the LG's Arc is something wrong with the new Yamaha AV receivers. That's all. Reginald Boyd, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
I don't think he had a question in here. I was looking for it. He just says, "Keep up the good work, guys." Like a little bit lower. So thanks.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna slowly go down the comments so I don't lose them here. Oh, we're all buying TVs from Lowe's now. I know it's so weird that like Lowe's even sells out here in California. I just go in there to get like a low voltage box or something or some nails. I mean, I don't know if they have TVs, but some of those stores had TV mounts. So I'd go in there in a pinch to get a TV mount, but they charge like 4 times what you can get it on Amazon. So it always pissed me off because I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. These things are garbage and you're charging a ton more, but that's okay. It happens. Finally got the 77-inch A80J. Thanks for the help. Justin, hey, nice work. Awesome. Nice work. Oh, rugby. I like it. Got a rugby shirt with the daughter or granddaughter. Yep. I don't know if that's daughter. I can't tell. I don't want to make assumptions. Maybe I just did by saying granddaughter. What a jerk. Ted Barrios. What's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. I don't know if I see a question from, oh, there it is. Yeah. Quick question. A80J available at Costco and Best Buy. Where to buy it in case of burn-in and all that. Yeah, I mean, Best Buy is going to offer you the warranty to cover that if you want to get a warranty. Costco typically has really good, they have really good return policies, man. Yeah, you just go in and be like, I don't like this. I broke it. And sometimes people are getting like replacements when they break TVs. And
they just throw a hammer at it and then they're just getting a new one.
Sorry, I kicked my TV. Can I get a new one?
Yeah, sure. Dude, Costco, I had a roommate in college that would just do that all the time. I'm like, man, really? That's crazy.
So overall, I think, Costco is pretty solid with returning things. They're awesome. But I have guilted both of these companies into helping people out that had like damaged screens, and they've both been fine because I go to people's houses and I'm always like having to deal with these kind of issues. But the screen burn-in, I have a warranty for the A90J because I'm not putting down that kind of cash and not having some sort of insurance policy just in case something happens, specifically in year 3, 4, or 5 or something, where I'm a little nervous about it. I mean, the warranties, that's your call if you have the extra. You want to put that into the TV or the warranty itself. But what do you think? I think you've commented that you're not such a big warranty guy. Yeah.
No, because I mean, with this YouTube channel, there's just more and more stuff coming in. Yeah. So it's like if something breaks, unless if I'm buying it, no, man, I'm not. No, I'm not.
That's funny. But yeah. Insurance, it's always that question. But he said he likes to gamble. Chandler said he likes to gamble. So
yeah. So I'm
in the UK, torn between. Oh, what's up, Ben Nicholson? I'm in the UK, torn between a 77-inch G1, 75-inch QN90A. Really want an OLED, but in a bright room and worried. Got the X Series X, PS5, and need eARC. So he's got all kinds of problems. What do you think about this issue? We got the 2 different systems, only one port for the 4K at 120. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. The QN90A has 4 ports.
Oh, does it?
So it does have 4 HDMI.
So that's not an issue.
Ports.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe now you're kind of on even footing here with the bright room.
Playing field. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can control the light. If you can control the light in the room, I would say, possibly the OLED. But if you cannot control the light and you need the anti-reflective or a brighter screen, the QN90A is definitely brighter, and it definitely has a better anti-reflective coating. And I did a video where I did a QLED versus OLED video. And in that I show 3 OLEDs next to the Samsung QLED, and I shine a really bright light on it. And you can see when it hits content that is brighter, it's not even close. Like the QN90A can destroy light, where the LG, when you get a lot of light on it and the fact that it's not as bright, you'll notice all the reflections in it in a really bright room when your eyes are adjusted to that brightness. So, man, I don't know. Maybe if he said I have a fear of OLED burning, then I'd be like, there you go, piece of cake.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bright room, and I would go OLED all the time. I have 7 large windows, different spots around the room. I guess it's mainly like, think about exactly how much time do you spend watching TV during the daytime. Like if you're saying it's a bright room, like we have west facing windows, so like from 3 to 5 p.m. probably not the best time to watch a dark ass show on Netflix. Other than that, it's gravy. Like my wife loves football, so football Sunday, we have all these games on, and it's all fine. And then at that point in time, when we get to Sunday night, the sun's already down. So now we're into all the gravy OLED goodness. So it's a tough one, man, trying to pick between two different technologies. But the eARC definitely works a lot better on the LG. Even I've been getting some reports about the Samsung's kind of going in and out as well. I made a eARC video on the Q90T. Like 4 months later, somebody's like, hey, I followed all the steps. Why is this not working? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe there was an update. So yeah, that's it. That's it. I think the next one is Zona. Yes.
Yeah. Got one here. A big buying decision here. They need some help. So they have an 82-inch Q8 FN, which is not a bad TV if I'm not mistaken, right? That's a pretty good TV.
Yeah, from 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mainly game, but would also love to see bright images for movies. I'm tossed between the A90J and the C1 83-inch. Dolby Vision and audio are big deals to me. Which can you recommend? Man, this would be really tough because I don't know how huge of an upgrade either one of these TVs are going to be over that Samsung. They're both going to be, I think likely they're going to both be dimmer than his other TV.
Definitely.
Or whoever, Zona Wolf, I don't know if it's male or female. I apologize. Probably male. Most dudes are here, but we've got a couple questions from the ladies.
I mean, if audio's a big deal for you and you need ARC or eARC to function properly, then that might steer you over to the LG. But if you are thinking that it's going to be like super bright as like your Samsung right now, it's not.
Yeah,
so
I
think it's more of a deal in managing your expectations.
Yeah,
right. I think that's probably going to be the thing.
Yeah, and these are expensive TVs, so make sure you're ready for, make sure you understand they're not going to be brighter. But the A90J has definitely got more pop to it. It's a little sharper, more shadow detail. Both look really good in Dolby Vision, but like you said, these kind of things like Dolby Vision and the audio are just so snappy in the LG TVs that it's like connectivity wise, I have more confidence in the C1. But yeah, if you want bright, vivid images, I think my A90J is pretty sharp, but I also have I can manage the light in my room. So hopefully that helps. I would probably still take the A90J over the C1, but I may do a video on this and figure out what everyone else thinks. And here we go. Yeah. Amanda Spears, what's up? I have 16 by 17.4 living room. Thank you for the 0.4 because that was
very precise.
Upgrading from a 60-inch LCD LED. Is anything over 65-inch too big? I said 8 feet away. Congrats on the 50K. Thank you, Amanda. Oh. What do you think about that? Can you get too big? Can you really get too big?
I mean, that's what this episode is about. I would say 8 feet away. Like I have a 65 and I'm 14 feet away, and I really wish I could go 77. Yeah. So, if you want just a bigger, a larger format, then go with the 77 or go with the 75. Whatever it is you're looking at. If you want it bigger, go bigger. That's really the thing. I don't know how long you kept your other TV for, but try to think about it in the span of 5 to 7 years from now. Are you going to want to, have the 75 or larger than the 65? Think about it that way.
Yeah. And I if it helps, Amanda, I sit about the same distance away from my 65-inch, and I've been wanting to get a larger TV because big is better, but also because my wall is gigantic. And so this 65-inch is just kind of looks small on the giant wall. So sometimes, how big your entertainment center is, or if you have pictures, but they're far apart and there's just that room and you're like, I got to get a bigger TV in there. That's what I would do. Think about that. And I think, 65, 77, if the price is right, or 75, hit up a bigger TV. What are you guys' thoughts on the U8G? Is it worth it? I don't think either one of us have actually seen this TV, but FOMO has. He loves it. He's got some videos on it. I would check out FOMO's videos on the U8G. He seems stoked on it. I think it's definitely worth it. I would say, yes, it's worth it because it's so much cheaper than anything else that you're going to get that's going to be the same quality of that TV or better. We're talking about twice as expensive. So I think this TV is likely going to be better than the X90J. Last year, the Hisense H9G was better than the X90J. or X900H.
900J, yeah.
This year, they're both brighter, but this one's got better black level. So I would say it's definitely worth it. You got to get over the FOMO of like, you know, having a Hisense TV. Some people aren't comfortable with that, or you go into a Best Buy and they make you feel stupid for wanting to get a Hisense, but that's their job, is to sell you TVs. We're not trying
They're
to
trying to sell you
TVs.
something more expensive.
Yeah. And they want to sell you something with margin and all that. So a lot of those people at Best Buy don't really care about Hisense. We're just trying to give you the best info we can, you know? So I hope that helps.
Yep.
B and Daddy-O.
Yo, what's up, Greg?
65-inch A90J and really want the C177. What would both of you do?
Fuck.
I know what I do, but you go ahead.
If I'm playing games on it, I go LG. If I want eARC to work, I go LG. If I want just the like superior, I mean, splitting hairs, but superior video, for movies, I would go A90J.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is a no-brainer too. I think I would just go the larger screen here because the C1 is pretty darn close. It's pretty good TV, 12-inch bigger size. I noticed in the size difference, I was getting just more light in general. It felt like a brighter picture because it was a bigger screen, like a 65 versus a 55, even though it doesn't have the peak brightness. Just the fact that it's 12 inches bigger, big benefit there. So yeah, I mean, unless you're in a smaller room and the 65 is sufficient, but if you're asking about a 77, that means you must want to get a 77. So
yeah, probably. It's probably just a size thing. Yeah.
A couple more questions. We got to get out of here.
Last one.
All right. OLED versus 4K
this is the last
short throw in a media room. What do you think about that?
If you got two speakers to the side and you don't need a center channel, ultra short throw with like 100-inch, you get that large format. So that might be cool for a media room for sure. Living room, a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, I don't think I could get a short throw projector. Probably, I don't know. For me, I like a TV. So I don't know. I'd probably just get an OLED. But yeah, man. Thanks for your time, everybody. I think it's a good point for us to jump off. We all got things to do. Got to go get some food. Corey Hawkins says the cost too. Think about the cost there. But thank you, and hopefully you answered your guys' questions. We didn't get a ton into the outline, but I'm sure that was fine with everyone else.
Yeah, no, it was flowing pretty well. Pretty well.
Definitely subscribe to TechnoDad's channel. Check out his video on the what is it? The 4K. The 4K connection.
4K HDR setup with the A90J. I'll be putting out some more A90J videos since I just got it in. Yep. It's actually right here. I didn't have it on because I'm going to start running it because I'm going to run it for a week and then calibrate it and then give you guys my thoughts. I manually calibrate all the TVs here before I review them. So, which is really fun because I actually like to tinker around with it. So, yeah. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I got to check out your video out too, man. I didn't get a chance because I was sleeping. I told you I got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
I know, dude. I got to take a nap before work tonight. And the worst part was yesterday, I got a flat tire at 9 p.m. I got to go into work at 11. And so I had to take my sedan. So putting this TV in the back seat was a pain in the butt.
And then you still didn't know which TV it was at that point?
No, I knew at that point.
Yeah, so at that point you knew what it was?
No, totally. And because of the feet, that's how I knew it would fit because it doesn't have much height,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, man. Well, have a good night. Thank you guys, everyone. Appreciate you guys' time
and question,
and have a great night.
Yep. See you next.